All right, speaking of new members of the team, we'd like to welcome the Bishop Watterson grad, Columbus girl, Stephanie Odie, who cut her teeth covering the Dallas Mavericks for Fox Sports Southwest. You get to go home again. What's that like?
Clay, it is so great to be home. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I kind of consider it like Disney World here at the Shoe. This is where dreams are made for players, coaches, but for us reporters, I always dreamed of being at the Shoe, covering the Buckeyes. It comes full circle for me. I had to toss out the blue and bring the red back in Columbus, but I'm thrilled to be here with the fever.
That's awesome. Odie and Obi. That's good stuff.
Right?
So, what are you most excited about being back home?
I mean, I'm a fan through and through, but now turned reporter, I get to give the fans the experience of what it's like on the field. There's a lot of new traditions. It's a new era, but I really want to give you guys an inside look at what it's like right there on the field.
That's awesome.
Well, Rodney, Luke Fickell has been to this stadium many times, but only one other time as a visitor. He'll be coming through that visitor's entrance. The only other time was when he was coaching for the University of Akron. He missed out on the Buckeyes head coaching job because he did not have head coaching experience. Well, now Ryan Day has the spot, so both of these coaches have a lot to prove. But Luke Fickell says he doesn't want to talk about the emotions, his history he has with the Buckeyes. He wants to focus on the game. But also Freeman, he's a linebackers coach with the Bearcats. He played at Ohio State. And then there's 3 transfers who played at Ohio State. Now they're suiting up with the Bearcats. 72 players on that roster are Ohio natives who dreamed of playing for the Buckeyes their whole life. Now they have the opportunity to play at the Shoe, but to upset the 5th-ranked team in the country. There's a lot of intensity here. There's a lot of emotions. Some of these Ohioans, these fans, aren't even sure exactly who they want to win this game. It's going to be a good one, Rodney. We're really looking forward to seeing how this one plays out.
All right, thank you, Stephanie.
Yet to have a winner at Miami, but progress is relative.
Yeah, I spoke to him 4 years ago, and it was his second year at Miami. He was telling me they had quite the losing record, but he is proud of the progress he's made. They're playing big opponents. It's bringing more attention to a school that doesn't really focus on football too much.
You caught up with him yesterday as we take a look at the old interview, correct?
Right. I mean, he admits, that maybe there's an unlevel playing field when playing these big opponents. But, you got to give credit to the team and their mental endurance going through this. It builds character, but also it builds, their talent on the field.
No question.
The last 3 seasons, the last 22 games, we've been 16-6 in the Mack, which ties Northern and Toledo for the best record in the Mack over the last 22 games. So 4-26 to 16-6 in league play, we've come a long way in a short time.
We were talking about some of the big teams you've been playing on the road, such a challenge, but maybe it brings a little bit more attention to the program, a little bit more of a football vibe at Miami. Do you feel that?
Yeah, no, it's obviously we start off with 3 out of 4 on the road, and if you believe adversity makes you stronger, our kids have gone through some adversity the first 4 weeks here, and but we love these opportunities. Our kids love playing in these games. Our kids love playing in these venues. It's awesome for our fans, and like you said, brings a little more attention to our program. So
you made a big statement earlier in the week about the Ohio State talent and the recess comment. Was that a little bit of a psychology strategy? Were you trying to, psych out the team a little bit? Was that a psychology strategy there?
Well, if I told you that, then it wouldn't be a psychology strategy. Like, obviously, when you play a team, any team, it doesn't matter Ohio State or anyone, you're not trying to say anything that doesn't make them feel good about themselves. So we are always very complimentary to our team. I don't, again, the media is the media, shocking. Do people not understand who they recruit at Ohio State? I didn't think the comment was anything anybody did. No, they made it sound like it was an earth-shattering comment about the difference in the people we recruit versus the difference in people they recruit. So apparently it was people like to take things. But, yeah, we're always going to be complimentary. We know they got some of the best players in the country. I thought everybody knew they had some of the best players in the country. Apparently I shed some light on some things that people didn't know about the Buckeyes.
So you would say that your team was in on this little decoy statement?
They know we're always complimentary of our opponents.
Yeah, and he should be.
Yeah, I mean, he told me there was no love lost. His team is still motivated, but they had a little fun with that statement, yeah.
Well, to explain, he had said when you're talking about Miami and Ohio State, it's like you're going to recess and the Buckeyes get the first 85 picks. So, yeah, it's a little lopsided. But, again, he's measuring his program of what progress he can make in the Mack.
Right. It was all strategy for him. That's what he said. All strategy here.
Stephanie, thanks very much.
Here's the captain after today's big win.
What would you say you learned from last week coming into this game?
Just don't press, just stay with the game plan and just run like I know how to run.
We were talking about how you grew up close to the Miami area, but there is a bit of a talent gap. Do you still feel that there's a lot of pressure to get a high score on the board when it comes to the committee and the playoffs?
You know, I mean, they play extremely hard, and they're a capable defense, and, you know, we have to show up, you know, and we have to play our hardest.
So a game like this, there is an opportunity for a lot of players to have a standout game. Is there anyone you can expect to see making a big mark this game?
If I were a betting man, I'd say Justin.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What would you say about his performance thus far? Definitely reaching the expectations, consistent. Speak about your quarterback.
Yeah, how he's taking control of the offense and how well he's doing with that alone, outside of, you know, doesn't even involve, you know, the way he's been throwing the ball and stuff.
What do you say to people when they're sleeping on Ohio State? You know, you guys are always right around the rim of that 4th spot, but always make an improvement each week. So what can you say about the people who are considering you guys sleepers?
You know, it's all right. They can sleep if they want. That's fine. We're just gonna keep doing our thing.
All right, and as Clay mentioned, Fickell and Vabro's friendship began during their days in the Scarlet and Gray. Stephanie Odie just caught up with the man who coached them, John Cooper.
Well, Coach, we saw you shaking hands with Coach Fickell. You coached him, you recruited him. What was it like seeing him here again, but with UC?
Well, I'm proud of him. I went down and watched his team last week beat UCLA. Cincinnati's not supposed to win that game, you know. Couldn't wish him the very best.
Did you give him a little bit of advice when you saw him walking out there through the visitors entrance?
No.
You trust his judgment here?
Yeah, he's doing a great job at Cincinnati, and he did a great job when he coached here. But I'm proud of him. He's doing a great job, and I wish him the very best.
So there's a lot of fans here, a lot of Ohioans who are a little bit torn as to who they want to see win this. Are you in that position? Are you a little bit torn up as to who you want to win this one?
I got to pull for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, thanks. It's great to see an in-state battle. We're happy to have you here. Seeing you with Fickell, it was great to see.
Yeah, I'm proud of it.
This week, Stephanie Odie caught up with Ohio State wide receiver Austin Mack. Now, of course, Mack has been a steady target since returning from an injury. We found out that he's especially excited for today's game, and for pretty good reason. Well, guys, Austin's heading back to his home state of Indiana. Are you going to have a big crowd there with your family, friends? Tell me about the vibes you're going to get there.
Oh, yeah, I got definitely the fam's coming through, a few uncles and aunts, and then even I know a few people that go to IU that will be there, so it's kind of cool.
So you guys are coming off of a shutout, but so is Indiana. They just beat Eastern Illinois, held them to only 116 yards. What do you guys have to do to get through the defense?
Yeah, it's a veteran defense, and they give us battles throughout the years, and we're just hopefully to game plan and make sure that we come ready to play on the road.
Tough end of last season. Where are you at right now? Are you feeling back to 100%?
Absolutely, back to 100% playing Buckeye football.
So off the field, you're coming into this season a veteran. Tell me about what you've learned and about your new organization, RAS.
I mean, as an old guy, and being on campus, you definitely want to try and expand your horizon a little bit. For me and a few other guys, we created an org called Redefining Athletic Standards, which is to get minority males together to really have conversation and create different new pipelines of success. So it's been great. We're all a year in. We just keep trying to grow from that.
To make the final decision and make him permanent, it was pretty easy for me because he's such a good leader. He knows football. I think he'll do a great job.
Yeah, lots of new traditions this year. They're calling it a new day, but also you guys are staying true to a lot of the old traditions. What can you say about what's to be expected here at the show?
Well, I think, one, you always have to pay tribute to your great history and tradition, so we always protect those. But, reality is we need to add a little bit more spice. Wi-Fi's in the stadium. We got a DJ, although they won't let me select any songs. I'm disappointed.
Now, if there was one song you had to choose for DJ to play, what would it be?
I'm old school. It'd be a little Teddy Pendergrass, who most people don't even remember who he is, but it would be probably Close the Door.
Well, with the retirement of Urban Meyer after the Rose Bowl, they're calling it a new day. Head coach Ryan Day makes his media debut, bringing along with him 3 seniors, KJ Hill, Jordan Fuller, and Jonathan Cooper, who share with me why it's such an honor to be the 3 students chosen to represent the Ohio State University.
I look at it as an honor, to be honest. Being able to represent that Black O is just really special. I take that on my shoulder and take pride in it.
It's a responsibility,
and we don't take it lightly at all. We know that we are always the target, the measuring stick, the one that people are out to get, and that's why we work as hard as we do and why we train as hard as we do.
It's a blessing to be here with all the great players and the tradition around here. But I'm just really excited and just getting started today. So.
On and off the field, we've seen these guys evolve into the seniors, the men that they are today. That was on display here at Big Ten Media Day. But they've had their fun. They've answered all of our questions. It's time to get to football. Here in Chicago at Big Ten Media Day, I'm Stephanie Odie.